A very warm welcome to everyone at home. As discussed last week, today we're sitting down with a very interesting individual who went from being a waiter and a bartender to finally opening up his own place called Ravioli in Maboneng, Johannesburg. Mpho, thank you very much for sitting down with us this morning.
Thank you so much for having me, Lele.
Congratulations on your new place. It looks lovely and it smells like home.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Pam. Basically, that's if you walk into anybody from an Italian background, or if you walk into an Italian home, that's what you smell: food, the warmth, and the feeling of being home. Yeah.
Tell me a bit about yourself, because I am aware that you grew up in Northwest and at some point you studied law.
So immediately after my matric, what I wanted to do was to study LLB, and I studied LLB for 2 years corresponding, and I remember the day that I just finished writing my actually when I got the results for my second year, that's the day that I found out about entrepreneurship. Yeah.
Okay. Tell me about the time when you discovered that you know what, food is my passion. I don't want to do law. Elaborate on that for me.
It wasn't so much of deciding on the day that, you know what, LLB is not the path that I want to take. It's something that I actually almost ran into, if I may put it that way, is that when I started as a bartender, I mean the first cocktail that I made, the expression that I got from my first customer at the time, sort of like inspired me to actually want to do more regarding that space of cocktails and stuff like that. Yeah. And
where did you acquire the skill for good food? Not only good food, but good Italian food.
The Italian element of it is that my mentor at the time, who was my previous boss, was Italian. And he had an Italian restaurant. So he shared quite a lot with me regarding the cuisine, regarding the background of the food and how Italians live, how they eat, how food actually brings everybody together within as a family. Yeah.
Take us through the journey, because I am aware that at some point you owned a car wash, and I believe a catering business.
Yeah, of course.
Take us through that whole journey where you decide that this is not for me. I literally want to go into food. I want to own my own restaurant.
You know, it was a matter of a small difference, actually. You know, having that customer, having that conversation. I remember that at the time, when I was still studying LLB, but I was actually when a spring break, so we were. I was a bartender at the time, and one of my customers came in and he shared the light regarding. He asked me what I do, and then I told him, listen, I'm studying LLB. I'm just actually doing this as part time, and he asked me if I've ever thought of exploring into entrepreneurship, and. That was for me. That's the ultimate thing that actually opened my mind, and from there I actually went out and actually did a little bit of a research regarding entrepreneurship and every regard that comes with it. And from that day, that's when passion about business, and not just a cocktail bar or a restaurant, just business as a whole. Being able to, I think maybe you can call it as a service delivery as well. As soon as I realized that, this is the path that I actually want to follow, absolutely, I couldn't stop.
Tell me about the morning when you woke up and you said, okay, you know what, today I'm going to, I guess, deposit money for ravioli. Take me through the morning when you woke up and you said, okay, today I'm going to make my dream come true.
Okay, cool. So ravioli has a lot of twists and turns. If you think about it, this space here, this was an old parking lot. You know what I mean? So an old parking lot transferred into a restaurant.
But look at it now, it looks amazing.
No, definitely, and this is only my personal touch. I knew exactly what I wanted. I knew my target audience as well. I knew my clientele. I knew that for the path that I'm going to decide to take, these are the type of people that I actually want to invite into my space. Yeah.
And what inspired the name ravioli? Where does it come from?
Ravioli is named after a famous Italian dish, actually. Yes. Ravioli, which basically is those are pasta pockets that you stuff inside with anything that you want to have. Yeah.
You probably work a lot with people. You know, you were a waiter at some point,
Yeah.
you were a bartender at some point. I also work a lot with people, and I meet new people every day, and they teach me different lessons every day. Tell me about the one lesson that an individual taught you, perhaps when you were still bartending, someone that, it could be good or bad, someone that taught you a lesson and you said, "Angengphinde ngikhohlwe le nto."
I think I'm definitely gonna refer back to in 2002 when that customer actually came to me and said, "Listen, you should explore entrepreneurship." In my career, we've had a lot of ups and downs. I mean, earlier on, as you mentioned, that I used to have a car wash. It was a joint venture with a couple of two of my other friends. We had a catering business whereby we'd go from place to place, you know, restaurants that didn't have menus and stuff like that. We'd design menus for them. We did a lot of food markets. We did a lot of private events. We explored into sushi. We've done quite a bit. Yeah.
How was the launch of this place? Because I do believe you launched a couple of weeks ago. How was the launch?
The launch was a great success.
I saw the pictures.
Yeah.
It looked like a lot of people showed up.
Absolutely. No, actually more than what I expected. And actually I want to extend my thanks to everybody that made it through. It was a great success. It was absolutely a great success. And touching on the launch element of it is that we opened last year late November. But I knew that, you know what, before I do the launch, I want to be ready. I want to make sure that I can confidently put a plate in front of somebody and with no regrets, they'll definitely enjoy it.
So you guys are almost a year old.
Absolutely. So here's the most important element. You know, everything that we do, we prepare it on site. We make our own pasta. We make our own ravioli. So for you to before you can confidently go out there and say, "Listen, here's my product. I want you guys to receive it." First of all, you gotta be confident about it. Yeah.
I know the year is almost over, but do you perhaps have, you know, something that's cooking, something that we can expect, more surprises? Because I do believe you also own Shaker's Bar.
Shaker's Cocktail Bar.
Yes, I read that you employ more than 150 people.
No, definitely. I actually did a proper recount now. It's actually almost...
It's more.
It's almost 300 people, eh? It's almost 300
Look
people.
at you creating jobs.
No, definitely. And we're already working on our latest project, which will I'll let everybody know shortly.
Okay.
Which is definitely something.
No, I feel like you should I feel like you should let us in.
Yeah. So I think when I launched Shakers, when I opened Shakers, you know, I was still very young in the business industry though. I mean, like I got exposed to so many other things, you know. I mean, there's things that entrepreneurs take for granted, such as your, you know, SARS and all those type of things, employment rules, and, you know, all these type of things. So what's important is that with Shakers, I learned quite a lot. I learned that there's a lot of different dimensions when it comes to business. It's not just about setting it up and then hoping for the best. There's quite a lot of that goes into it. Eh?
Perhaps while we're on that note, you could also just give, you know, a bit of advice to people who want to go into business, people who look at you and say, if he started out as a waiter, if he was a bartender and he finally opened up his, you know, own place, then I look up to that type of person. What would you like to say to people who look up to you?
Okay, cool. So patience is a virtue. I'm not gonna hold that back. Patience. You need, first of all, you need to understand exactly what is it that you are doing. You need to understand the logistics that come with it. You need to understand that that platform is not for everybody. You know what I mean? So in SA, basically, there's people that are more than happy being employees, and if you want to be an employer or if you want to be an entrepreneur, you got to understand that there's going to be tons of challenges that comes with that, right? Certainly.
Wow. Mpho, thank you very much for sitting down with us this morning.
Pleasure.
We've had an absolutely beautiful morning. Congratulations on your new place.
I really appreciate
again.
it. Thank you so
Hopefully we'll get an invite to it when you celebrate your 1 year anniversary. Please.
Absolutely. I will do.
Make sure you catch us next week, same time, same place, as we'll be sitting down with another inspirational person who went from having an online boutique to dressing some of our favorite South African celebrities. My name is, of course, Silethiwe, and this is Joburg TV.